colder than winter, the distance between hearts. When snow falls, compassion blooms. The cold of winter is nothing compared to the cold distance that can exist between hearts. This story tells how a poor daughter-in-law melted her stern mother-in-law's heart with love. Winter hardships. It was December. By 4 in the early morning, the village lay wrapped as if under a blanket of snow. At the edge of the village stood a small thatched house where Sita lived. Her husband Ramu worked as a daily laborer in the city. At home, only Sita and her mother-in-law Parvatayama remained. Parvatayama was short-tempered and rigid in her old-fashioned ways. No matter how much Sita worked, she always found fault. In that biting winter, every chore felt heavier. Even with hands frozen stiff, Sita had to fetch water from the river, heat water for her mother-in-law, and manage all the household work alone. The mother-in-law's harshness. One day, Sita came down with a high fever. Her body trembled violently from the cold. Still, Parvatayama showed no mercy. "Everyone feels the cold," she scolded. "If you lie around, we won't survive. Get up quickly, cook porridge, and wash my clothes." Tears welled in Sita's eyes, but she said nothing. Shivering, she began her work. That night, when Sita kept coughing and trembling, Parvatayama snapped, "You're disturbing my sleep," shut her door and went inside. An unexpected turn. After midnight, strange noises came from Parvatayama's room. When Sita went to check, she found her mother-in-law struggling to breathe. The severe cold had triggered a sudden asthma attack. Her body was drenched with sweat, and she was on the verge of losing consciousness. Sita did not panic. In the pitch darkness and bone-freezing cold, she lit the stove and heated water. She massaged Parvatayama's hands and feet to restore warmth. She walked a kilometer through the snow to fetch medicine from a nearby doctor. Like a mother, she held her mother-in-law close, covered her with her own old blanket, and stayed awake all night caring for her. The melting of a heart. Morning arrived. When Parvatayama opened her eyes, she saw Sita sleeping on the cold floor, shivering. 2 blankets covered Parvatayama, while her daughter-in-law lay exposed to the cold. Tears streamed down Parvatayama's face. She gently woke Sita. Startled, Sita said fearfully, "Mother, you're awake. I'm sorry, I fell asleep. I'll make coffee right away." Parvatayama held her hands and stopped her. "My child, Sita, I looked down on you because you came from a poor family, but your heart is pure gold. You saved my life in this freezing cold. Forgive me, dear," she cried. A new beginning, old memories. After that day, the house grew warmer, not from fire, but from love. One winter evening, Parvatayama opened an old trunk and took out a silk sari. "This was my wedding sari, Sita," she said. "If it stays with you, my honor stays with you. I treated you like a stranger for years, but you served me better than even my own daughter." Sita's eyes filled with tears. That night, they cooked together by the stove, sharing old memories. Their happiness, however, stirred jealousy in some villagers. Relatives' schemes. As the festival of Sankranti approached, some distant relatives visited. Seeing Sita's poverty, they mocked her. "Parvatayama, your daughter-in-law doesn't even have proper clothes. Why did you choose such a match?" one sneered. "She's uneducated. How will she protect your property?" another provoked. Earlier, Parvatayama might have joined them, but now she stood firmly for Sita. My daughter-in-law may not be educated, but she has values that save lives. Wealth is not gold, it is people, she replied sharply. The real test. The night before the festival, a hailstorm struck. Ramu's money was not enough. The house ran out of rice, and it was impossible to go outside in the cold. Sita cooked the little rice she had brought from her parents' home and skipped her own meal to feed Parvatayama. Seeing Sita shiver with hunger, Parvatayama could not bear it. She removed the small gold chain from her neck and placed it in Sita's hand. "No, mother, that's your keepsake," Sita protested. "A keepsake is not greater than life, Sita. A festival is only meaningful when we eat together. Go, sell it and bring food," Parvatayama said. At that moment, a bond stronger than blood was formed between them. Happy ending. Sankranti lights. On Sankranti Day, Ramu returned home. Instead of seeing his wife in tears and his mother scolding her, he saw them together, drawing rangoli and preparing festive dishes. That winter gave them poverty, but it also left behind a far greater treasure: love. The villagers began to say, "If you want to see the ideal mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, look at them." Just as snow melts away, the ice between their hearts melted forever. The goddess of the house. From that day on, even if winter remained outside, warmth blossomed within the house. Mother-in-law and daughter-in-law became each other's strength. When Ramu finally returned for good, his home felt like heaven. Moral: poverty cannot block love. Compassion and kindness are far greater than pride between people.